My name is Sven and you're watching Starcraft Pulse. Yes, for now it's still called Starcraft Pulse. As you may have realized, the show is undergoing a few cosmetic changes, but I assure you, they're all for the better. I hope you all enjoyed the new intro. It's been a busy week for me, so I apologize if I've missed some of the news. But enough chit chat, let's get straight to it. So in case you guys missed it, patch 1.01 hit the Battle.net servers a couple of days ago. Very minor changes were made here, nothing special at all. There were a couple of bug fixes, a 7.1 surround sound issue was fixed, and those pesky save problems from the single player campaign were fixed too. It is great, however, to see Blizzard on the ball. You can see the full patch notes in the links below or over at starcraft2.com. Blizzard has released a new video called What is Starcraft 2? This video explains in painstaking detail what the game is, how to play it, and what you can expect from it. The video covers the basics of the basics, so I'm not sure many of the guys watching this would find much use for it. On the plus side though, all the voice work is done by the voice actor of Tychus Finlay, so that's pretty cool. Blizzard have announced that Starcraft 2 Wings of Liberty sold more than 1 million copies within its first 24 hours of availability, making it the fastest selling PC game of 2010 thus far. The game also went on to sell 1.5 million copies in its first 48 hours of release, making it the fastest selling strategy game of all time. Some pretty impressive stuff if you ask me. And apparently now, in the UK, Starcraft 2 has also outsold its big brother Starcraft 1. TechSpot have put Starcraft 2 through its paces, determining which video cards and CPUs handle Starcraft 2 at ultra high resolutions and ultra high quality best. So if you're wondering which video card or CPU would run Starcraft 2 best, they've got you covered. On that note, the chances are you, like me, wouldn't want to lose a graphics card to any game, even if that game's Starcraft 2. Thankfully, Blizzard have released an official fix for the overheating problems some people have been having. Apparently, the problem seems to be related to the between mission menu screens. While most of the game caps the frame rate out at a certain level, apparently these screens didn't have a cap at all. So this obviously in turn leads to your video card's demise. Be sure to check the links below to make sure your video card is safe. TeamLiquid.net's tournament tracker is now live. You can head on over there to see when tournaments are going down, how many players they'll allow, what the entry requirements are, or what prizes they're offering. It's a great tool for anyone that wants to get into as many tournaments as they can. You can check that out over at TeamLiquid.net. British Terran player DMuslim qualified for the ESL Pro Series Germany yesterday with his victory over the Protoss player X-Lord. DMuslim has apparently rewritten esports history by doing so. He's the first non-German player to qualify for ESL's Pro Series since Huang Zakard Tai Min back in ESL's Warcraft 3 Pro Series Germany. You can read all about that over at esl.eu. The 2010 European Warcraft Invitational will feature a show match between Starcraft 2 Beta Pro The Little One and Warcraft 3 Legend Mad Frog. That's a game I definitely don't want to miss. I'll be sure to try and wrangle up a few replays after the event. Now I've got quite a few small pieces of news to get through. StarcraftWorld.it Invitational number 2 is on its way. The last invitational of GoodLuckHaveFun.it, now known as StarcraftWorld.it, was held in the last few days of the beta. But this next invitational is set to be bigger and better, so keep checking back here for more on that. Zotac is back for their first official Starcraft 2 Cup. As usual, it's happening on Sunday and everyone can enter. Be sure to check back here next week for results from that. The guys over at the Intel Extreme Masters have finally announced their 16 players. You can see the list of invitees to this most prestigious of tournaments right here, or read more about it over at eslworld.net. Gosu Gamers have a great interview up with the winner of the Inferno Online competition, the Swedish player Sjo. I hope I said that right. He did well to take down big names such as Morrow and Madfrog, so this interview may well be worth the read. The guys over at SC2 Player Finder have launched the beta version of their site. The site provides a smart search and matchmaking system which makes it easy for you to find practice partners or teammates in Starcraft 2. The site's already generating quite a bit of hype. You can check it out over at sc2pf.com. You can also find a link to the site and full details below. If playing fairly is not for you, then the guys over at Gosu Gamers have exactly what you need. They've got a post up that details a full list of all the currently known cheats. Even if you're not going to use them, some of them are pretty funny. It seems Blizzard has definitely not lost their sense of humour since the old Warcraft 3 and Diablo 2 days. Be sure to read more about that over at gosugamers.net or just check the links below. If you enjoy the Terran music or even the sounds of the Protoss or the Zerg and didn't buy the collector's edition of the game, then iTunes has a deal for you. The full Starcraft 2 Wings of Liberty soundtrack is now available for purchase and download via the iTunes website. So if you're interested, be sure to head on over to the iTunes store for more. The Jinx 2010 Summer line is now available. They have tons of new stock, which, most importantly, includes a lot of new Starcraft 2 merchandise. They've got a lot of cool new stuff up on the Jinx website, so if you want to get pumped out in Starcraft 2 gear, now's your chance. A few cool and interesting Easter eggs have been found in Starcraft 2. We've seen stuff from Diablo, Ghostbusters, Meteoroid Prime, a Tauran Space Marine, a laser that's desperately in need of an operating system upgrade, the ability to hire Dustin Browder as a merc, and tributes to lost artists. You can find all those in the links below, or otherwise I'd just suggest playing the campaign and finding them for yourselves. The Join the Dominion art contest is over and the winners have been announced. See the amazing Dominion themed artwork and the prizes they won over at starcraft2.com. That's it for international news. Let's see what's been happening locally. As I mentioned last week, I was fortunate enough to be invited to the Starcraft 2 exhibition event that happened over the past weekend in Johannesburg. The amazing event was held at the Sound Room and brought to us, with lots of love, by tons of different sponsors and groups. These include Asus, Megarom, Frontosa, Razer, IR Gamer, 4pool.com and obviously mitan.co.za along with Pulse. I have to say I had a lot of fun. I met a bunch of great new people and shoutcasting the games along with my friend Z1 was amazing. You can find my videos of the event over at the Tales of Lumin YouTube channel or mitan.co.za. There are also tons of videos and write-ups done by the various gaming clans in South Africa. If you were wondering, the Bravado player Chase managed to win the event and he walked away with some really impressive prizes. Second place was the Ventus player Angry African and third place was the Mint player Kreeflever. You can get a full replay pack and see the full results over at mitan.co.za or just check the links below. So I stumbled across two interesting articles when I got back from Johannesburg. The first was called Rage Nagland Tickets Go on Sale, and the second, released only a couple of hours later, Rage Nagland Tickets Sold Out. So I guess that's pretty self-explanatory. If you want a ticket now, you're gonna have to pay some ridiculously high price to get it from a scalper. But in news that ties in somewhat with that, it seems there won't be an official tournament at Rage this year. Not for any of the games they usually have. I think they've opted for the online approach instead. I must say I do agree in some regards that it would be easier. Everyone wouldn't have to trek up to Johannesburg every year for the competition. And most importantly, if it's online, we may well be seeing a Starcraft 2 Rage competition. That's all that matters, right? Polarfluke is still furiously trying to rally players for his Polarfluke release tournament happening this weekend. At the time of my recording this, Fluke already has over 50 players signed up and it's not slowing down. He asks that anyone with Starcraft 2 and a bit of free time over the weekend definitely consider it. I seriously don't see why not. Apparently Fluke has picked up some sponsors along the way, so that could just improve things. It sounds like it could be great fun, and this is set to be the biggest Starcraft 2 tournament in South Africa since the launch of the beta. Check out the full details of the tournament and register over at polarfluke.co.za, and even if you don't plan on playing, you can still come online and enjoy myself and Z1 casting the entire thing. That's it for the local news. If you want to read more, head on over to mitan.co.za. So let's check out what's been happening in the World of Warcraft news. Blizzard has chosen the 500 winners of their Cataclysm Guild contest and notified them via email. For the contest, guild leaders had to submit a 250-word essay on why Blizzard should let them into the Cataclysm beta. The winning guilds will be receiving 10 Cataclysm beta invites, 1 for the guildmaster and 9 more for players of that guildmaster's choosing. You can see some of the entry essays or read more about it over at wow.com or just check the links below. Blizzard has warned all the beta players that there's a new launcher coming soon. This new launcher will allow you to stream game data while playing. This will reduce the time it takes for you to download, install and patch World of Warcraft. Blizzard will be releasing this new launcher into the Cataclysm beta soon, and they'd like all the feedback they can get. So if you're in the beta or just interested in your beloved World of Warcraft, head on over to any of these sites to read more about it. You can see a nice preview of the new Stormwind stockades over at worldofraids.com. You'll even see the return of an old friend. Ah, good old Hogger. We love you so. World of Raids also has an incredibly in-depth look at the new Retribution Paladin changes in Cataclysm. So if you play in Paladin and want to know what Blizzard have in store for your class, be sure to check that out over at worldofraids.com. MMO Champion has a nice post up with some screenshots of the new race found in the zone Uldum, the Tolvir. You can also find a walkthrough video of the zone in the same post. An interesting new trio has been spotted above the Maelstrom. Flying around it is Epicus Maximus of the guild Paragon of Epicosity. He's an elite level 90 shock who has been ridden by a rare elite devil saw named And a Dinosaur. Said dinosaur is riding a rocket while manning a laser and being ridden by an undead mage playing a guitar named Rock On. Yeah, you're as lost as I am with this, but one thing is for sure, that's damn cool. As usual, you can read about any of the aforementioned stuff in the links below. The 2010 European Warcraft Invitational is drawing near, and Blizzard have highlighted some of the cool and interesting things players can do while there. You can apparently battle it out with fellow goblins to prove that you are worthy of becoming a member of the Kazan Trading Company in some sort of arena. Collect as much gold as you can to win the Gold Rush event, or compete in various Starcraft 2 tournaments and challenges. It all sounds like great fun, and I really wish I could get there to do some coverage. They also mentioned that winners will be receiving some great prizes, including World of Warcraft Cataclysm beta keys. You can find a lot more info about that over at battle.net. That's it for WoW. Time for our very first, if slightly short, Diablo 3 news section. I decided to add a Diablo 3 section to the show. Now, while there may not be much news to cover just yet, I foresee there being a lot more in the months to come. From the 19th to the 22nd of August in Cologne, Germany, we may well be seeing a playable demo of Diablo 3. So anyone lucky enough to be attending the Gamescom convention that weekend may have a real treat in store for them. These are only rumours, but hey, it's something. DiabloFans.com has an incredibly detailed post up about the recent Monster Wall photos that Blizzard released. They go totally CSI on us and check out every single little detail about the pictures. So if you're a die-hard Diablo fan, you'd best check that out over at DiabloFans.com. That's it for this week's show. Thanks for watching, liking, favoriting and subscribing. Remember to check out the rest of the videos on the channel and check back here next week for more. But most importantly, happy Starcrafting.